What's up, guys? Brian here. Another episode of Brian's Brain. Thanks for checking out. Make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment or review on what you think about this new series and this topic today. Guys, what I'm going to be talking about is something that I do. I'm going to talk about trucking. I'm going to talk about some trucking. So what I wanted to touch on today is like 5 things that people really don't tell you about trucks when you get into the trucking industry that can help you if you intend to get into the trucking industry, or you're already in the trucking industry and you're looking to cut on some cost, trying to help yourself from this is a way to better your trucking business before these things happen. And I learned these things on the way, so I'm telling you from mistakes that I've made within this business that will help you moving forward, right? So a few things: if you're not involved in the trucking industry and you're looking to get started in the trucking industry, in the description below there's a free ebook that I have on how not to mess up in the trucking industry. You can get that and it'll walk you from step 1 to 10 on how to get the truck and get your truck on the road, right? You don't have to be a truck driver to get into the trucking industry. There's a few ways you could get into the industry without having to be a CDL truck driver, right? And that's in the book also. When it comes to finding your truck, the first thing, when it comes to finding your truck, right? When it's time for you to purchase your truck and you're looking for that truck, when it comes to finding your truck, make sure you find a solid mechanic in your area. Wherever your truck is going to be parked at, wherever you live, wherever your yard is, find a good diesel mechanic that can take care of your truck, that can do preventative maintenance on your truck and can keep your truck up and running during the times where it's going to be down, right? If you build a solid relationship with a mechanic, you really don't have to worry about too much happening while the truck is on the road, right? You can't predict like tire blowouts and things like that. But if you have a mechanic that's looking at it constantly, or looking at the truck before you even purchase the truck, that is key. So when you're looking to purchase a truck, what you want to do is when you get to that dealership, or when you call the dealership, ask them to send you over all of their records, their mechanic records that they have on file, what tests they've done. See if they allow you to do a diagnostic test on the truck, right? And get a diesel mechanic to do a pre-purchase inspection for you, right? So what the mechanic would do would go with you to the dealership, check out the truck, to do a nice full clean inspection of the entire truck, and he would tell you from his point of view, like, hey, this truck is going to need this truck needs this. Because a lot of what mechanics tend to do, what dealerships tends to do is hide the problems, hide the issues with the trucks. Even with truck dealerships, they do it at car dealerships also, but even at truck dealerships, dealers just want to get that truck off of their lot. They're going to tell you that it's in great shape. They're going to tell you that they did all this stuff to it. They're going to clean it up. They're going to make it look nice, right? But when you get it off the lot, you drive 50 miles, every light turns on, right? I had this happen to me. I've dealt with this before. I've purchased a truck before and we drove it off the lot. And once the driver took it to his house, every single light was on in the truck. So you don't want that to happen to you. So have a mechanic come out, check it, have someone do a test drive on the truck and see how it runs too, right? So that's the first thing when finding your truck. Make sure you have a truck mechanic ready for you. Second thing, so now that you have that, now you're looking for drivers, you need to hire a driver, right? So one thing that I learned during the process of trying to find a driver, what makes the difference with finding a driver is, one thing that drivers care about is their pay, and they care about their home time, right? That's the main things. But a lot of things also that can differentiate you from other companies, trucking companies out there, is offering drivers incentives, giving drivers, whether it be a lot of drivers don't have healthcare benefits. A lot of drivers are normally 1099 independent contractors, where they do their taxes at the end of the year. So if you offer them health benefits, if you offer them a savings program, if you offer them a signing bonus and a bonus for not for passing inspection, for a bonus for not getting pulled over, like a bonus for a certain amount of miles. If you offer them these different type of incentives while they're in your truck, and you put that on your ad, that makes you different from the competition. They're gonna love working for you when they're at the truck stops getting gas or getting food. They're gonna truck drivers talk all the time. They talk amongst each other all the time. They're always looking for the better company where they can make more money. So they're gonna be talking, and then when it comes to your driver, hey, my place gives me health benefits. My place gives me a retirement account. My place gives me like all these different incentives where I can make X amount of dollars. So in that sense, is like that driver now has pride in working with your company, because you offer so much more than that average trucking company that just cares about them driving, right? You more so care about their well-being and a little bit more than just if they could make the truck money. And at the same time, that could also bring with the driver talking about your company like that and believing in your company so much, he can bring referrals from there. Oh yeah, he's talking to another truck driver and tells him about how your company is treating them and how he feels about your company. He's gonna definitely recommend you to them. So that's another aspect that I learned over time, right? It took me some time. I had to talk with my drivers that I got that from the beginning. They were just loyal guys that I found, right? So, but talking with them and talking to truck drivers, I realized like what was lacking, what was missing from like I would ask them, what would you want to have? What is it that is ideal? So I would put that on the job ads, right? And I would get more drivers like that. They would ask about the benefits. Drivers love benefits and adding extra things into the truck, right? You could buy a truck, but think about if you're buying a over the road truck for an over the road driver, right? A sleeper truck, you would want like a fridge in there. You would want a microwave if this guy's going to be on the road. If your driver is going to be on the road for 2 weeks, I know it could be it could cost in the beginning, but over time it's going to be worth it for you, because now you have a driver that loves his truck. He doesn't have to spend his money eating out all the time. He could keep food in the fridge and get him a generator for that goes into the truck, where he could power his different appliances and things like that. So that is another aspect with having a trucking business. When you get multiple trucks and trying to get drivers on, it's something that you can add to also. And all of this information, like I said, is in the link to my ebook and the my free ebook that's in the description of this video, right? With starting your trucking business, you could either hire dispatching or you could do dispatching yourself. So the third thing to have in the trucking industry, what I would do if I was you and I wanted to and I was fully vested into this trucking business, I would learn dispatching. I would dispatch my own trucks. I was dispatching my own trucks when I first started. I had someone else I hired an outside source to dispatch my trucks, and I was losing money from them. They were taking money from me. They was robbing me. So I didn't notice that until I started to learn about dispatching, but it took some time. It took about a year for me of losing money to realize, hey, I can do this myself. So what it is with dispatching, and when you learn dispatching, it could sound difficult, but it's very, very simple. It's very easy. What you're doing when you're dispatching the truck is simply, hey, your truck is in PA, is in this part of PA. All right, now you're going to look for loads on the load board that's in PA, in this town in PA, that's going to, let's say, Texas, let's say in the South, Georgia, wherever it may be. It's going to be a long list of areas and places where loads are picking up in that city and PA, right? So what you want to do when you see these loads is, all right, okay, this one is going to Georgia and is paying X amount of dollars, right? Let's say it's paying $2,000. So what you want to do, and see when it's dropping off, right? If it drops off on a Tuesday, what you want to do is also check before you book that load, before you call that broker and book that load. Look and see on Tuesday what is coming out of that area that you're dispatching your driver to in Georgia. This is a trick that you got to learn. This isn't no one's going to tell you this. This is what you have to learn. But I'm telling you this here. Look in that area where that truck is going to see if it's worth sending them there. Meaning you could see the loads that are coming out on, if he's dropping on a Wednesday, you can see what's coming out of Georgia that Wednesday for the next day. So that's a nice little trick that you can do. And also, if you see if you already booked that first load and you see that, hey, this is a good load that we need to book for this day, book it in advance. Book that load in advance if you know your driver's going to be there. You don't have to wait to that day to book that load. If you have confidence in your driver and you have a solid driver and you have a solid business running, you don't have to wait to book that second load. Another thing when it comes to managing your trucking business, another thing, the fourth thing that I would say that would help you with managing your business is your financial management. Number 4, number 5 is fleet management, right? So these two things are crucial in the trucking business. Every aspect that I'm explaining to you now is crucial. But if you don't have your financial management in order, you can easily go out of business. If you're not in managing your fleet correctly, you can easily go out of business, right? I've seen a lot of companies deal with this. I know a lot of companies who's currently dealing with this. So with the financial management, what you need to understand is those pieces of paper after your driver delivers are very, very important. You need a solid system to getting those papers uploaded and to your company immediately. Right after delivery, your driver should be sending in, scanning those documents to you immediately in a PDF format, in some type of form where you know, hey, this is connected to this specific load. Because if you're dispatching and doing too many loads, it can get overwhelming. You need a system behind it where you know, hey, as soon as you deliver, you get the paperwork, you take the picture of the paperwork, you scan it to me immediately. Because that is the only way you're going to be getting paid. That is the only way you and the driver will be getting paid, is with that proof of delivery paperwork, right? So it should be a clear image that comes through. But that is very important when it comes to financial management, right? Because if you miss a paperwork, if you're late on a paperwork, if you're late on the, it's called the bill of lading, or the bill of lading and the proof of delivery. If you're late on that, that means the company's late on your money, right? So the driver dropped off the load. Now you're unable to pay them because the money hasn't come in. You haven't done the paperwork correctly, right? So that's one thing. You have to hold your driver accountable for that fuel cost in some type of way, right? Give them an incentive where it's like, hey, if you keep the fuel cost lower than 30% of the total amount for the week or something like that, give them a little bonus, right? Because fuel is a huge expense that comes out every week that you would have to pay for, and if you don't manage it, it could get out of hand. And if the driver is not responsible for it, he could just not care. He could treat the truck like it's a just run, like keep the truck on all night, or just use it, and he has no incentive to keep the fuel costs low. That's very important when it comes down to managing your financials when it comes to the trucking industry, right? If you want more information on this, just go into the ebook, like I said, and check that out. When it comes to fleet management, when it comes to managing your fleet, you want to stay on top of the preventative maintenance. You want to make sure your trucks are getting their proper oil changes, checking the tires, oil changes, preventative maintenance on the truck. Make sure that you have that communication with your driver when something is going wrong with the truck, that they get it checked out immediately, especially if you have a warranty on that truck. If you have a warranty on that truck, most warranties, they want you to, if a check engine light or anything comes on, they want you to immediately go to the dealer and get it checked out, right? So that's important, because if the driver keeps running on that check engine light without you going to take it, and you have a warranty, and something big goes on, something wrong happens, that warranty is not covering that, whatever cost it may be. It may be something that's covered under warranty, but being that the driver drove 2,000 miles while the check engine light was still on, they can see that in the system, and you won't be covered under warranty. I had this happen before, and you need to be completely transparent with your driver, right? Only because your driver is not going to immediately want to take it into the dealership or the shop to get it checked out, because if the truck sits for some time, that means he doesn't get paid what he's supposed to, right? So you need that. You may also need to have a breakdown pay for your drivers, so they have that incentive of, hey, I want this truck to be up and running as much as possible, but I know I don't have to tear the truck down, because I know when it breaks down, hey, my owner is going to give me, the owner of the truck is going to give me a breakdown pay, right? I like to work with my drivers and treat my drivers as if they're like partners within the business. So that's what makes the difference. That will make a complete difference in your business if you treat and work with your drivers as if they're partners, right? Ask for their opinion, ask for their take, ask for them. They may always be complaining, but you still want to hear them out. You still want to hear what they have to say about what's going on in the day-to-day, right? Check out the ebook in the description below, right? It's a free ebook.